Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking another quick look at another Lightning Collection figure. This is the Time Force Red Ranger, also known as Wes. Probably one of the better Power Rangers seasons, to be completely honest with you. That, and I think RPM, but I've not watched that one. This one was when I kinda got back into it years ago, and then I got out of it again. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the box, shall we? So yeah, Time Force Red, nice picture on the side. Again, this is before they moved to plastic-free packaging, even though that's clearly a recycle logo. So I'm not sure what the point is in them moving to plastic-free, to be honest. And a nice enough render of him on the back. So yeah, that out the way, let's take a look at his accessories. So he comes with his swords. Forgive me, can't quite remember the name of them. I know that all the Time Force Rangers did come with them, and yeah, they're decent enough. That one's a little bit warped, unfortunately, and for whatever reason this bit isn't painted the black and silver that it shouldn't be. But other than that, it's decent enough. It can slot together to make a double-bladed weapon. But yeah, I prefer him holding the two of them separate. Looks a bit more dynamic that way. It does come with an effect piece, which looks similar to the one you got with a Mighty Morphin, with the sword effect, but it is different. This one just sort of sits on his blade, and yeah, looks decent enough. Gets the job done, and it can be used for multiple different figures. He also comes with his blaster, which is very sparsely painted. I can't really remember how much paint is actually supposed to be on it, although yeah, I would say there's a lot of detail being missed there. Let's be honest. And it comes with one extra pair of hands, 2 in total. So we've got a fist, and we have a unique one, which is him with a thumbs up, or a thumbs down if you're a Vegeta fan. Yeah, can't quite remember when he used thumbs up, possibly in the final battle. But yeah, also comes with a pair of trigger holding hands, and the gun can fit into either one quite easily, he says as he struggles. So yeah, fits decently well. And he comes with the civilian head, which literally every figure in the line, apart from a select few, has come with one of these. And apparently the remastered red Mighty Morphin isn't, which is a bit strange, but we'll get into that when that figure releases. It's a decent enough likeness to the actor. I think this was an in-between stage when they were moving to paint instead of the digital print. I'm assuming that, of course. They might still use the digital print, and it's just really, really badly done these days. Old style neck peg, that came off a lot easier than some of them does. Some of them do. Sorry. And the alternate head does pop. Well, it doesn't really pop. That barely went on there. And yeah, decent enough on him, I suppose. Again, I never display my figures like that. I'm just happy that the tolerances on this figure are much better than some of the newer ones. So yeah, let's get that on there and take a look at the details of the figure itself. So yeah, you'll notice straight away I have a paint issue on the chest. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure if that's a white paint mishap or if the actual red has been scuffed away for some reason. It was a brand new figure. Came like that out of the package, unfortunately. But apart from that, there's not really any issues that are just unique to mine. One thing I will point out is the silver lines are supposed to go all the way to the back, but you're never going to see the back of the figure in the display anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. The Chronomorpher is decently enough painted. It gets the point across. But yeah, the main difference with this guy as opposed to like a normal Lightning collection. Hold on 2 seconds and I'll go and get one. And jump cut. Yeah, so this guy seems to have a much thinner torso, stomach area, than pretty much every other figure in the line, which is a bit strange. Yeah, if you have a look here, in fact, it's a combination. The upper torso and the lower ab section both seem to be sculpted entirely different to any other figure in the line, which, to be honest, I would rather they all be this sculpt. That's a bit closer to the Japanese footage. But still, it doesn't make him stand out any on the shelf. You'll notice as well he's a smidge smaller than most of them as well, which is a bit strange. But yeah, just thought I'd point that out. So, yeah, the only other thing is his helmet seems to be quite low down, which is an issue with most of the older figures. The newer neck might not get as much range, but it puts it higher on the neck. So, yeah, you win some, you lose some, I suppose. Plus, you can pop it up a little bit, and it looks better. But yeah, articulation-wise, he can kind of look up, kind of look down. Not much because, as I said, it's very low on that joint. Side to side, a little bit of pivot. The arms can go up really far. This specific torso cutout is really good. Full range of motion at the shoulder. He has the butterfly joint. Strangely enough, they haven't really painted any red in there, so the minute it comes out, you do notice it, unfortunately. Bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, hinge at the wrist, diaphragm joint, which gets an okay amount. Despite it all being resculpted, it doesn't really do any more than it usually does. The hinge can go really far back on this guy, and it gets decent forward as well. Obviously side to side on that diaphragm joint. Old school, just pin hips, no pull down. Gets a decent kick out. Thigh swivel, double joint at the knees, boot swivel, and the Hasbro hinge at the ankle, which gets really good range. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with this guy. This was one of the more expensive older figures to get. I had to spend 30 for this guy. But when you consider I usually spend a fortune on figure arts, just so I can review them for you guys, 30's nothing. But yeah, that'll do it for this review. All in all, I do recommend him, even though he's an older figure.